الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد الفاتح الخاتم وعلى آله حق قدر الدار العظيم. Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon, everyone. In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful, all praises are due to the Almighty Allah, the Lord of the universe, the most beneficent, the most merciful, the sovereign of the day of judgment. You alone we worship, and from you alone we implore help. Guide us to the straight path, the path of those whom you have favored, neither of those who have incurred your wrath, nor of those who have gone astray. O Allah, maintain your praise persistently upon our chief and master Muhammad, the key to that which is closed, the seal to that which is past, the upholder of the truth by the means of truth, the proper guide to your straight path, and upon his family, according to his eminence and his great honor. Assalamu alaikum. Once again, good afternoon, everyone. I am back on my series of lectures on the topic, the Divine Mandate series. If you can remember, in the last session, having discussed the conflict between the two children of Adam and how it led to the murder of Habil in the hands of his brother Qabil, and how he eventually eloped with the preferred woman, the one that was meant to be married to Habil, that is his own victim, the one he killed. He left with her, and the devil appeared to him and told him that, do you know why when the fire came down to consume the offering of either you and your brother, do you know why that of your brother was accepted and yours rejected? He said, no. He said, it is because your brother used to worship fire in the absence of you and your father. So when the fire came down, it recognized the offering of its worshipper, and it accepted it and rejected yours. So, and his brother was no more for him to even verify the information he received from the devil, because he killed him. So from then, he started worshipping fire instead of the Almighty Allah. The Almighty Allah said in connection with this in the chapter Surah Al-Kahf, or the cave, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وإذ قلنا للملائكة اسجدوا لآدم فسجدوا إلا إبليس كان من الجن ففسق عن أمر ربه أفتتخذونه وذريته أولياء من دوني وهم لكم عدو بئس للظالمين بدلا. Call to remembrance when we commanded the angels fall down in prostration to Adam. They all complied with the exception of the devil, and for the fact that he was among the jinn and he deviated from the path of his Lord, from the command of his Lord. He refused to comply with the command of his Lord. Then would you rather take him and his progeny as guardians instead of the Almighty Allah, while he is your sworn enemy? He and his progeny are your sworn enemy. Worse is the swapping that you have. So if you will have the devil in place of the Almighty Allah as your guardian, then worse is this change. And having the fact that Prophet Adam lost his righteous son Habil at the hands of his impious son Qabil, the Almighty Allah decided to bless him with another child, a pious one, not only a pious son, in fact a prophet. He was the first ever to be appointed a prophet among the children of Adam. That is Prophet Shis alayhi salam. Shis was born to replace the lost brother, that is the lost son of Adam, Habil. And he was the one that inherited the religion as well as the institution left behind by Prophet Adam. And he continued teaching his children in his turn up to the time when Prophet Noah was born. Between Prophet Shiz and Prophet Noah, no prophet was recorded, no prophet was mentioned as far as the recorded history is concerned. So Prophet Noah was the first ever to struggle against the idol worshippers. He was the first prophet to be sent to idol worshippers. And what led to the idol worshipping was that the idols what led to the idols to be erected was that there was a story narrated from Abdullah ibn Abbas, may Allah be pleased with him. Ibn Abbas said that the idols mentioned in the chapter Surah Nuh, وقالوا لا تذرن آلهتكم ولا تذرن ودا ولا سواعا ولا يغوث. Their followers decided to create images of them and place them in the places of worshiping so as to remember them. Then this led to their adoration and eventual worshipping. And that was how idol worshipping originated. That was how idolatry was originated. And centuries thereafter, Prophet Noah was sent to preach to them, to tell them that those people were not supposed to be worshipped. They too were servants of the Almighty Allah. So the Almighty Allah narrated to us the story of Prophet Noah in quite a number of passages, starting from the story, the detailed story he narrated to us in the chapter Surah Al-A'raf. Before then, Prophet Noah was merely mentioned in the earlier chapters than that of Arab. For example, where the Almighty Allah said, "A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, inna awhayna ilayka kama awhayna ila Nuhin wan nabiyina min ba'di, wa awhayna ila Ibrahima wa Ismaila wa Ishaqa wa Yaquba wal asbati wa Isa wa rusulan lam naqsusum alayk wa kallama Allahu Musa taklima." And certain apostles of which we narrated to you their stories, and there are those of them about whom we did not tell you anything, that we did not narrate to you their stories. لَن نَقْصُصْ عَلَيْكَ وَرُسُلًا لَمْ نَقْصُصْهُمْ عَلَيْكَ وَكَلَّمَ اللَّهُ مُوسَى تَكْلِيمًا. And we have chosen Moses to speak to him directly. رُسُلًا مُبَشِّرِينَ وَمُنذِرِينَ لِأَلَّا يَكُونَ لِلنَّاسِ عَلَى اللَّهِ حُجَّةٌ بَعْدَ الرُّسُلِ. These apostles, said the Almighty Allah, we send them as bearers of glad tidings and givers of clear warning, so that human beings will never come forward on the day of resurrection to claim that they were not forewarned, so that they may have a proof not to believe. Should they be challenged on the day of resurrection that why didn't they believe? They will say, well, we received no message from you, O our Lord. So we did send prophets to convey messages to their respective nations. So you can see how the divine mandate works. You can see how the mandate given to Prophet Adam was subsequently passed down to Prophet Shiz, and how it was eventually passed down to Prophet Noah, and Prophet Noah in his turn exercised his mandate to speak on behalf of the Almighty Allah to his people. He preached to them, he stayed in them for a long period of time. In fact, he spent 1,000 years less 50, preaching to them. That is 950 years. So he stayed there, preached to them, yet they refused to accept the message, with the exception of very few of them. The Almighty Allah said, وَمَا آمَنَ مَهُ إِلَّا قَلِيلٌ. None believe in him except for a very few people. That is, those who believe in him happen to be very few in number compared to those who rejected the message. And the Prophet, peace and blessing be upon him, continued preaching. In fact, they used to assault him. They used to attack him. On quite a number of occasions, he used to fall down. He used to fall down unconscious as a result of their persecution. Only that he will be revived by the special grace of the Almighty Allah. And they developed a culture of passing down this attitude to their grandchildren. That is, they teach their grandchildren, their children and their great-grandchildren how to maltreat the Prophet. Any one of them that grew up to the age, to the old age, while on the point of death, he will take his child to the Prophet and warn him, look at this old man. You see, as I take you here, as I bring you to his presence to warn you, so was I brought by my father and warned by him not to follow him. Under no circumstances should you abandon the heritage of idolatry and follow this man who claimed to be a prophet. So they kept doing so, one generation after another, until when it reached to a point that one old man brought his child to warn him, as usual, against following Prophet Noah. Having warned the child told the old man that, look, dear father, for you to stay calm in your grave, for you to be rest assured that even after your demise, I will never follow him, please let me show you. The young boy picked a stone and stoned Prophet Noah, so as to show the old man that he will stick to his instruction. And at that point, it coincided a new revelation Prophet Noah received from the Almighty. The Almighty sent him a revelation in which he said, وَأُوهِيَ إِلَى نُوحٍ أَنَّهُ لَن يُؤْمِنَ مِنْ قَوْمِكَ إِلَّا مَنْ قَدْ آمَنَ فَلَا تَبْتَئِسْ مَا كَانُوا يَعْمَلُونَ. Prophet Noah, your people, there will be no one that will believe in you amongst your people except for those who believe. Because if we are to provide details of what happened between Prophet Noah and his people, we can pick from quite a number of passages from the Holy Quran. First and foremost, the few ones that believe in him happen to be, that is, from the lower classes of the society. In fact, that constituted a basis of argument for the elites to say that the reason why we can't believe in you is that even those who follow you among us happen to be our servants. That is, those who are members of the lowest class of social strata. They said, مَا نَرَاكَ إِلَّا بَشَرًا مِثْلَنَا وَمَا نَرَاكَ اتَّبَعَكَ إِلَّا الَّذِينَ هُمْ أَرَاذِلُنَا بَادِيَ الرَّأْيِ وَمَا نَرَى لَكُمْ عَلَيْنَا مِنْ فَضْلٍ بَلْ نَظُنُّكُمْ كَاذِبِينَ صَدَقَ اللَّهُ الْعَظِيمُ. They said, first and foremost, if we are to analyze you the way we look at you, having known quite well your forebears, how you are born among us as a common human being, we can't take you for better than that. You are nothing but a common mortal, just like us, and no more. Illa basharan mislana. Wama naraka tabak. As for those who followed you, they are nothing but they constitute members of the lowest class of social strata. That is, وَمَا نَرَى لَكُمْ وَمَا كَتَبَكَ إِلَّا أَرَاذِلُنَا. Aradhil ismu jam'in is a plural name, the singular of which is Ardhal. Ardhal. So this is Jam'u Taksir. If you want the Jam'u Muzakkar Salim, you go to the chapters of the Shu'ara, where the Almighty Allah said, قَالُوا أَنُؤْمِنُ لَكَ وَاتَّبَعَكَ الْأَرْذَلُونَ. أَرَاذِلُنَا أَرْذَلُونَ قَالَ وَمَا إِلْمِي بِمَا كَانُوا يَعْمَلُونَ إِنْ حِسَابُهُمْ إِلَّا عَلَى رَبِّي لَوْ تَشْعُرُونَ وَمَا أَنَا بِطَارِدِ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ إِنْ أَنَا إِلَّا نَذِيرٌ مُبِينٌ. صدق الله العظيم. They say, would you expect us to believe in you and join shoulders with those who serve us, who happen to be members of the lowest class of our society? Would you expect us to do that? قال وما علمي بما كانوا يعملون على قوم أرأيتم إن كنت على بينة. So when he came to respond to them on the two arguments that they raised as a basis on on which they depend not to believe in him. First and foremost is mortality, the fact that he's mortal. Secondly, the followers he generated, that the followers he attracted were nothing but members of the lowest class of the society. He said, in the case of your first argument that I am mortal, yes, granted, I am mortal. But قال يا قوم أرأيتم إن كنت على بينة من ربي وآتاني رحمة من عندي فعميت عليكم أنلزمكموها وأنتم لها كارهون ويا قوم لا أسألكم عليه مالا إن أجري إلا على الله وما أنا بطارد الذين آمنوا إنهم ملاقو ربهم ولكني أراكم قوم تجهلون. He said, with regard to my mortality, yes, I accept the fact that I am mortal. But don't you think that the Almighty Allah is not in possession of power to grant me of His grace and favors that can elevate my status so that or rather, would you rather don't you think that the Almighty Allah has given me enough veritable signs that I showed you that can justify my claim, that can prove my claim to you that I am a prophet sent to you by Him subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ala bayyinatin min rabbi. He gave me veritable signs. Wa atani min rahmati. He gave me His special grace. Fa'amiyat alaykum. Yet the grace He chose me with happened to be hidden from your sight, is veiled from your sight. Fa'amiyat alaykum. You people are veiled from the special grace with which the Almighty Allah chose me. Fa'amiyat alaykum. Anulzimukuma. Would you expect me to force you to see things the way I do? Would you expect me to force you to understand the special grace with which I am chosen and with which I am elevated by the Almighty Allah? Anulzimukuma wa antum lahakan. If you don't want, against your wishes, you expect me to compel you? No. Oh my people, can't you consider? I have asked you no wage. I have asked you no nothing. I ask you no money in return for what I conveyed to you in terms of guidance from my Lord. La as'alukum alayhi malan in ajri illa ala Allah. I haven't asked you anything, any payment for that. In fact, my reward lies with the Almighty Allah. That's why I have asked you no reward at all. Because no one, no resources in this world can pay for the services of prophets. For them to come and explain to us the philosophical reason of our existence, no amount of resources can be given to them as a reward. Otherwise, not only our existence will be a wasteful venture, no, it would have been a disastrous exercise. In fact, a disastrous enterprise that we have entered that will lead us to perpetual chastisement, perpetual punishment. So with this, no resources can be used to pay them. That's why every prophet, all prophets had to tell their people this in specific terms, that we have asked you no reward for what we have rendered. This happened to be a mandate with which we are chosen to exercise, that is to convey the divine message to you, to take you and to his presence by telling you and explaining to you the purpose of your existence. You can't just exist for the purpose of existence. It doesn't make any sense. Just exist just for the purpose of existence? No. Otherwise, your death would have been a painful loss. In fact, it would have been, as they always say, irreparable loss. So how would you exist and then cease to exist just for no purpose? In fact, if you would cease to exist one day, why did you have to exist in the first place? Why? If you only exist within a particular period of time, you came into existence so date, and you take your exit from existence, from physical existence so date. So of what use is you coming into, well, one may say that you may have some justification of coming into existence. You have added something to the human civilization. For example, you have innovated so many things. You came with so many ideas that enlighten human mind, or you came with some technological, groundbreaking innovation and so on and so forth. All this will one day cease to be of any relevance. So you can see you and your spectacular achievements came and gone, and therefore no sense is made of your out of your existence at all. Very few will remember that. In fact, whatever you brought, whatever you have added, will be enjoyed by others after your departure, yes. And it will cease to be enjoyed one day. So those who enjoyed it, no amount of enjoyment of whatever you have innovated will spare them from dying one day. That means that if you cannot spare them of death, then whatever you have done will not even increase an hour of their lifespan. And it doesn't matter who enjoyed, who suffered, when the two are dead. When two gentlemen came into this world and died, of course, let's assume one of them enjoyed to the fullest, as they always say, and the other suffered all sorts of difficulties and, calamities as they are dead. Can you tell, or is there any effect that can tell you that this dead man enjoyed his life and the other suffered when they are buried? That means resources were wasted on the person that enjoyed, yet there is no any impact of enjoyment on his dead body. So that is why Prophet Noah said, La as'alukum alayhi malan in ajriya illa. I have asked you no reward for what I did. My reward lies only with the Almighty Allah. وَمَا أَنَا بِطَارِدِ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا. As for the second ground on which you depend, reject my message that my followers happen to be members of the lowest class of social strata, let me tell you, وَمَا أَنَا بِطَارِدِ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا إِنَّهُمْ مُلَاقُو رَبِّهِمْ. The fact that you have asked me to send them away, if I want you to listen to me, then I should send them away. You can't rub shoulders with them. وَمَا أَنَا بِطَارِدِ الَّذِينَ. I will never ever send away those who believe in the Almighty Allah for the fact that they will meet their Lord. إِنَّهُمْ مُلَاقُو رَبِّهِمْ وَلَكِنِّي أَرَاكُمْ قَوْمًا تَجْهَلُونَ. But I can see that this to send away the poor people so that they can listen to him. Even our dear Prophet ﷺ had his own fair share of this attitude from the Meccan pagans. They once asked him to send away the poor companions for them, or a place for them so that they will listen to them, so that he will convey the message to them, and they will listen to him, and they needed was the countenance of Allah. Yuriduna wajha ma alayka min hisabihim min shay'in wa ma min hisabika alayhim min shay'in fataqrudahum fatakuna min adh-dhalimin. The Almighty Allah will never ask you to render their account, nor will they be asked to render your account either. So don't do that, because doing so is tantamount to be unfair and unjust to them. And you are far above being in that category of people. Peace and blessings be upon you. So, and his brother Prophet Noah also was of the same opinion that he would never send them away, in the same way the Prophet ﷺ did not. So he said, وَمَا أَنَا بِطَارِدِ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا إِنَّهُمْ مُلَاقُو رَبِّهِمْ. In fact, because our Prophet ﷺ was so compassionate, he didn't want anyone to go to hellfire. So he was trying to see if he could give it a thought, that is, to get them a place where he can meet them and they will listen to the message and accept it. Then the Almighty Allah said he shouldn't do that. So that is that. Because of the time factor, I'm going to stop here, inshallah. In the next session, I'm going to continue exactly where I stopped. Allahumma salli ala sayyidina Muhammad, al-Fatih lima ughliq, wal-Khatim lima sabaq, ناصر الحق بالحق والهادي إلى صراطك المستقيم وعلى آله حق الدار العظيم سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون السلام عليكم.